Hey, everybody, welcome to another episode of the Firefighters Chalkboard. This is your host, Uncle Wayne, and we're still chugging along with the February Fools Podcast Bash. We got a good one tonight. We have got the Muddy River Fools. We have got the guys that are hosting the International Convention this year. I've got Tommy, I've got George, and I've got Dave. Guys, how are you doing tonight?
Doing great.
Doing good,
Doing well, Wayne.
Good, good. So, Dave, we've already talked before on podcasts. We've had some really good conversations. So give us the rundown of the Muddy River Fools.
Well, the Muddy River Fools is the number one chapter of the nearly 200 fraternal order of leatherhood chapters out there. No, we're just proud of it, just like you ought to be proud of your fire department. I don't care where you work. Your fire department ought to be the number one fire department. That's how we feel about the Muddy River Fools. The Muddy River Fools, we've been around 20 years now, and we've got something really good going, something really special going, and we're just real proud, and I'm proud of the guys. You know, I might be president, but I'm just the guy that sends out a couple of emails. I got 130 something members that get it done and make what the Muddy River Fools is all about.
Now, I'm going to have to throw out on a limb. The best out of all of them. I've got a t-shirt from Saltwater, and I paid for that one. But I got a t-shirt from Low Country, Charleston Metro. I hadn't got a Muddy River shirt yet.
Well, you know where you can
You
get
know what
one.
I'm doing there, don't you?
You can get one in September.
There you go. I will sport it proudly on the first podcast I do during the convention. I promise.
Right.
Yeah, so like I said, we started 20 years ago. We got our 20th anniversary banquet coming up. That's going to kick off convention week in September. But I'll let Tommy talk a little bit about how Muddy River started off way back in 2006.
Yeah. So early, probably 2005, two of my captains from the Alton Fire Department went up to Downers Grove up by Chicago. Captain Brad Sweetman and Mark Harris. And when they came back there, they met some guys from the Southside Fools. And they just couldn't stop talking about the Fools. And I heard Dave mention, like I've known Dave my whole life. And he started talking. And next thing you know, we said, hey, why don't we get the Illinois and Missouri guys together and see if we can make a chapter. And then September 2006, we had our first meeting at the original Alton Fire Station 1 turned into a bar. So,
Okay, that's cool.
yeah. So that's a brief history, but a lot more went into it. So, yep.
That's pretty neat. Now, is that the place you guys normally hang out?
No, we don't hang out there anymore. You might get shot.
Okay.
Yeah, so, half of our guys are Missouri guys, and half the guys are Illinois guys, and we meet every other month. That's what's worked for us. So we'll meet coming up in March over on the Illinois side, and then in May we'll bounce back over to the Missouri side, and we've got some go-to places, but like Tommy says, we kind of stay away from the old firehouse these days.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I know when we were talking, let's just go ahead and hit it out because before International comes, we're not but just a hop, skip, and a jump from FDIC kicking off. And I know you guys, with the Fools and you being on the International board and stuff, Dave. Let's get to talking about FDIC.
And it's our pilgrimage for us from St. Louis here at Muddy River Fools. It's only a 3.5, 4 hour road trip. We go up there every year, and I just look back and think about all the incredible people that I've met up there all the years. George is our merchandise trustee on the executive board of Muddy River. I'll let George talk a little bit about the world famous Muddy River Fools t-shirt booth that we always have at the Brotherhood Bash up there on Wednesday night.
Yeah, so the Muddy River Fools absolutely has the number one t-shirt booth. under the big tent at FDIC every year. Always well headed off our sales associate that's brought in. She always does a great job. And everybody has a great time. Everybody pitches in and have a lot of fun, meet a lot of great people.
Cool. So, you guys have got we were sitting here pre-gaming and everything, trying to get our feet wet just a little bit. You guys have got a lot of stuff coming up.
Yeah, it's going to be quite a year, but we're really blessed with some incredible members, and it's like any organization to where you have your go-to people. Luckily, we've got a lot of go-to people. So yeah, we've got FDIC coming up, and for anybody that goes up to FDIC and has been to the Brotherhood Bash, the Fools Brotherhood Bash on Wednesday night, that's always one of the top events. Just hanging out with a bunch of cool people, a lot of cool, like-minded people. Each year we usually do a sporting clay shoot. We usually do that in May. It's usually right after FDIC, but we're going to take a year off this year. Just we want everything to focus on the convention coming up. So after 10 years of doing the sporting clay shoot, we're going to take a year off, and really all of our efforts, all of our fundraising, it's going to go towards the Fools Convention coming up in September.
Okay. I know when we were talking previously, you said a clay shoot was a big thing for you guys, and we know everybody can understand you taking a break off when you're hosting the international convention. It's a lot of work. There's a lot of stuff behind the scenes. A lot of people don't realize to make that thing come together. But you done a lot of good charity work and stuff with that sporting clay shoot, right?
Yeah, George, I know George is up there with the clay shoot with us every year. George, you want to talk a little bit about what we've done and just the good time it is for everybody?
Yeah, I started coming to the clay shoot before I was even a member. The Muddy River Fools came out every year just as a participant, got to meet a lot of great firefighters, first responders, just a wonderful organization, and then found out that, that money was going to the families and the brothers and sisters that needed that money. And every year it just seems like it gets a little bit bigger. Tommy and Dave can tell you more about exactly how much money we've raised over those 10 years, but not only do we look forward to it, but all the people that come out each and every year really look forward to that event.
And we will do it again. We'll just take a year off this year, and 2027, we've already got the date set with the owner up there. He understood that we're going to take a year off, but 2027 we'll be back at it with the clay shoot.
Good deal. I mean, if we can get everybody to come to St. Louis for the international convention, we might get everybody there for a big clay shoot.
Yeah, it's fun. We've got guys from other chapters that come. We always have a good group from the Cedar Valley Fools up in Iowa. They come on down and take the road trip. But usually we make a good 15,000
Wow.
for our charity, and you do that times 10 years, so 150,000 right there that we've donated to a charity over the past 10 years, just from that clay shoot.
That is amazing. I mean, and then look at the same aspect. I mean, George is a success story for saying what the clay shoot done. He come in as a participant, and now he's a hardworking member of the chapter, and he's actually got a chance to be in a good recruitment tool as well.
Who told you he was a hard-working member?
Wow. Okay. Well, I figured he's on here talking with me, so he's going to get credit for something.
George is one of our favorites.
I got you back, George. It's okay.
I appreciate that, Wayne.
He's a fire chief, Wayne, so we got to give him some trouble.
I seen the white helmet on the wall back there, but I was just hoping it was decorations.
No, unfortunately it is not.
That's all right. We were talking last night when I was, with one of the other chapters, and one of the things that, I was in conversation with is the Fools gives a chance for that chief not to have a chief hat right then. He can come back, he can be a fireman, he can talk about the love and the passion of the job and the brotherhood and the tradition without the politics you got to deal with normally while you got the chief hat on. It gives him a chance to still love what he's doing without having to deal with the politics and the drama.
What's
That is 100% accurate.
Yeah, I was going to say, George. I know you've touched on that with me a couple times. What's your whole take on what the Fools has done for you and your career over the years since you got involved with us?
I don't remember exactly what year it was. It was around 2018 when I came to my first Muddy River Fools meeting, and it was right on the cusp of getting promoted. Kind of lost that passion for being a firefighter. Just that lull some of us have gotten in our career. Got around all the members. Dave is obviously very contagious with the love of the job. Got me roped back into it. That went on till just a couple years ago. Went through another one of those rocky times in my career. Took a hiatus from the fire service, and it wasn't a day went by in the 9 months that I was out of the fire service where Dave or some member of the chapter hadn't reached out, encouraged me to get back in it. 9 months later, I was back on the job, back loving it every day. So the Fools has definitely helped me out in ways I can't even explain to everyone.
I can agree with that. I can contest to that as well, because a lot of times it just gives us a chance to be around the guys that share the same passion and everybody being like-minded, and there's no egos, there's no brass, there's nothing but there's brothers is what there is, and everybody just wants to have a good time, keep each other pumped up, and see everything good for each one.
Then we drug George up to FDIC with us. And I still, man, that dude was like a kid in the candy store. And I just think it was something you really needed, George, getting you up to there to FDIC.
Yeah, and I know Wayne Davis talked about it on another episode of, he puts the challenge out to all of us every year when we go anywhere to go meet someone, get out of your bubble, and it has turned into some of the most fantastic friends I've ever met. Talk to some of them all the time, and they're from all over the country. So I tend to brag to Dave that I listened to what he told me and met some wonderful people along the way.
I love the part that you said something about the challenge that you guys put out every year. And if y'all been paying attention, I have been trying to throw the challenge out every night we're recording these things, challenging to as many people as they can to come up to St. Louis, and I've challenged everybody to a go-kart race. I told them I'm going to get them. That's all I heard was about the go-karts. So
I just happened to drive by the go-kart track today. I had some time to kill between point A and point B, and I'm like, man, I'm going to drive by there and just reminisce a little bit, because we hosted back in 2013 the Fools Convention. And man, that go-kart day, or as they call it in the business world, a team building event, you know. But yeah, I drove by there today. Obviously, they're shut down for the winter. It's this old school go-kart track out in the middle of a cornfield, and the place looks the same as it did when we left it 13 years ago. So it's going to be a fun day. We're going to have the whole day of barbecue, beer, and go-karting.
okay, so I'm going to go ahead and let's dig out a little bit. We talked about it a little bit when me and you were talking with the internet when we were doing the e-board one. Let's dig into it a little bit, because this is what you guys are hosting. This is your feather in your cap, your big grand poobah moment, right? So Monday is happy hour, right, for the convention.
Yeah, we'll start off with a meet and greet. Everything's run out of the Westport Plaza, which is centrally located here in St. Louis County. We'll have a meet and greet for everybody at the hotel, and then we'll have opening ceremonies that night at the hotel. And that can be a travel day. None of that starts till about 5 in the afternoon or so. So whether you're driving or catching a flight or a train, make that a travel day and just be at the meet and greet by 5 o'clock. And that's going to kind of take care of Monday evening. And then on Tuesday, the 15th of September, registration will be open that morning. And then one of the big things that really drove us to wanting to host again, even though we said we'd never host again, was this year does mark the 25th anniversary of 9/11. So a lot of the events during the week will revolve around commemorating the 25th anniversary of 9/11. And that morning on Tuesday, we'll have a 9/11 memorial stair climb. And then after everybody's done with that and gets all cleaned up and everything, we're going to throw everybody on a couple big tour buses and head on down to the city of St. Louis and maybe check out a firehouse or two, check out the Arch. And then 2 hours before the Cardinal game, we'll have a tailgate on a parking lot right in the middle of downtown St. Louis. It's going to be a great night. And then the Cardinals have a game at 6:45 against the Giants that night. So that's a pretty full day there.
Yep.
That's a good brotherhood day where everybody can kind of hang out. It's still early in the convention and get to know some people, like George says, is key when you go to conferences or the Fools Convention.
Yeah. Good networking time.
Absolutely, absolutely. And then I'm going to let Tom take over as far as Wednesday, because Wednesday is the big training day, and Tom and another group of our members are chairing the training committee for the week. So they've got some incredible plans for that training day on Wednesday, September 16th.
Sure. So on Wednesday, we're going to give you two opportunities. You can take two different paths. You can do a lecture series, or you could do a hot track. We're bringing back hot. We haven't seen hot, and it's hit or miss the last couple of years as far as the convention goes. So if you want, you'll have 4 lectures. Dave, are they 90 minutes? I don't remember exactly.
Yep, 4 90-minute lectures.
4
throughout the
90
day.
Yeah, 4 90-minute lectures. It's going to be led off by Chief Jason Hubelman with Foundational Leadership, Captain Jeff Weffelmeyer out of the city of St. Louis, Reality of the Writ, Chris Tobin and Lex Tobin, Project VACO, and then Captain Chip Ashford and Battalion Chief Aaron Burlingame, Firehouse Culture. That is on the lecture side. The plans for the hot training are going to be in the morning, Sims You Share, command simulations, and then we're going to have Mayday-driven hot drills in the afternoon. So we plan on having a full day on both sides. So, any questions for me, Wayne?
No, I mean, I was just trying to look in here at it. So you got the hot one and the lectures, and the other part of it was, and I really like the part that is Spouses Day at the same time.
On
Yeah.
the day?
Some
Yeah.
of the fellows, they'll be bringing their spouses along that day, so we are going to team up with Firewife Life, and they're going to start the morning off while the fellows are all out training, and some of the sisters. I'm sure we'll have some sister firefighters along as well, so I don't want to leave anybody out there. But yeah, while the brothers and sisters are out training, the Firewife Life will start out with the little mimosas and a light breakfast that day, and just talk about what it's like to be with a firefighter. And then we'll throw all those spouses on a bus and take them over to Main Street, St. Charles, which is a really cool historic area here in the St. Louis area. And they'll spend a day of shopping and drinking and hanging out all day long while the brothers and sisters are out doing their training that day. And then everybody will get caught back up at Westport Plaza after that. And that night, we'll talk a little bit more about training if you don't mind, Wayne. But
Oh yeah.
after everybody gets back to Westport Plaza on Wednesday night, we've got the Funny Bone Comedy Club out there. So we'll have everybody get together and go watch some pretty good comedians, or some pretty horrible comedians, I guess, at the Funny Bone Comedy Club that night.
Yeah, so
I love.
Oh, sorry.
I'm
go ahead.
sorry, Tommy. Go ahead.
I just
Go ahead.
wanted to just thank a couple people that have helped me so far with this. First, Chief Russ Adams from Monarch Fire Department. He's also a fellow Muddy River Fools member, and he's letting us use his training facility, his burn tower. It was
That is
a
great.
new member. They named it after him. And then Andrew Credo from Florissant Valley. He's basically leading the training side of things. So, yep, I'm just relaying a message right now. And then Josh Bird from IFSI. IFSI is bringing down a bunch of instructors to
Okay.
help us lead this up. So,
Hey, Wayne, you got any idea what IFSI is?
I'm a member.
Really? How about that?
Yep. My boss was one of the past presidents. I had no choice.
So, the hot portion that day, it's kind of split up to two different groups. So you can take a command tract if you want, and one of our Muddy River Fools members, Frank Lipsky, he's the owner of Sims You Share, and Sims You Share is going to be our title sponsor for the week. And if all goes well, the Sims You Share is going to be built right in to the command portion of the hot aspect, and I think we're looking at possibly a couple actual line of duty deaths to build into that. So if you're a chief officer and you don't want to get all dirty and grubby in the live fire, you come on out to the training grounds that day and do the command tract with the Sims You Share.
That's pretty cool. I like that option. I do. That way everything's kind of well rounded. You got hot classes going on, you got lectures going on, you got the wives going and getting loaded. That way they're really happy to see you whenever you come back and you're all sweaty. I mean, it's thought out, man. Good plan.
We've got experience. It's going to come together well, I think. And don't let Tom fool you too. If you look over his left shoulder up there, see that plaque hanging on the wall. Tom was awarded the Instructor of the Year by the Fools International one year. So Tom and some of our other members are really going to put on quite the show that day.
I am ready to run around and take some really, really good video and pictures and everything. I'm getting really excited. I am. That way I can try to step my game up and make sure I'm doing what I need to do. So then going into Thursday, President's Breakfast.
Yep. So that's kind of a formal, semi-formal business meeting for all the chapter presidents and one of their representatives to come. Just kind of hash out business. It's a chance for chapter leaderships from across the country to sit down, and chat with some of the other chapters. I mean, obviously that'll be going on all week long, where you can sit down and talk to the e-board or other chapters. But this is a business meeting where we try to get a few things accomplished, and if anybody's got some ideas on how we can make the Fools International, better in the future, that stuff will get taken care of that morning. And then it's off to the races, Wayne. It's off to go-karts that day over at this Boschertown go-karting.
I'm ready.
no, you're not.
Is it dirt or asphalt?
All the above.
Okay. I grew up on a dirt track, so
There's some grass in there too.
yeah, you know about us rednecks and racing, right?
There is a trophy too. So, but that'll be a fun day. And then after a day of that, we'll bus everybody back to Westport Plaza, and that evening at Westport Plaza is the Party at the Plaza. It's a big outdoor area, and there'll be music and entertainment and lots of good beer and lots of food in the outdoor setting. So that'll be a good way to finish off that day. And then we all get up for one last morning, and Friday morning is going to be the closing ceremonies.
Good deal. going to be a great week. I'm super excited about the go-karts. Get to go to a ball game. I'll be on my wife's crap list, but I get to go to a ball game.
Why don't you bring her with you?
No.
Okay.
You won't get her in the Cardinal Stadium. You won't get her in anything but a Yankee Stadium.
Yeah, that's okay. That's the minor leagues up there in in the Bronx.
It'll be all right. Everybody's got to have a hero somewhere.
There you go. There you go.
That's why.
Yeah, we're really looking forward to it, Wayne, and we invite everybody to come to St. Louis. You get here, and we'll take care of the rest.
I'm just ready to try some of this barbecue everybody's been bragging about.
Good stuff. You know, you talked last time about the Carolina barbecue.
That's right. Vinegar and pepper sauce, yes.
I know there's
Eastern Carolina barbecue.
One of the chain barbecue restaurants here, they always have Carolina barbecue sauce on the table.
If it don't come out of a mason jar, it ain't real Carolina barbecue.
Gotcha.
No, if all jokes aside, if you take the bottle and it doesn't have 2.5 inches of peppers in the bottom of the vinegar and you got to shake it back up to put it on, it ain't right.
I'm out.
But hey, I love any kind of barbecue. I actually, when I was in Oklahoma a couple weeks ago, I actually tried some really Western style barbecue. It was primarily beef, and everything I grew up on is all pork, being here. But it was good too. I mean, I'm never gonna be mad at food.
No.
I can promise you. Good barbecue and cold beer, you got me. I'm good right there.
Right on, right on. So, as you can see, it's going to be a busy year, but that's not where we're going to stop. We're not going to stop in September. Every year, we always have a one-day training seminar that Muddy River Fools puts on. It's always in November, and we're going to keep that. Even though we're taking a year off of the clay shoot, we're going to keep our seminar going just because it's so popular. We usually draw about 150 people, and this will be the 11th year. We've had some great names over the years. We've had Tim Collette, we've had Kurt Isaacson, we've had Billy Goldfeder, we've had
Dugan.
Captain Dugan. Man, just the list keeps going. So we're in negotiations right now on who's going to be our instructor this year. It's a one-day seminar. But the coolest thing that we're most proud of is that it's free. For the past 10
awesome.
years, we've provided free training. It's probably coming up on 2,000 students we've had over the past 10 years. And we do that because of our partnership with 1-800-BOARD-UP. Tommy's our 1-800-BOARD-UP guy in town, and Board Up takes care of bringing in the instructors, and then Muddy River always takes care of a big early Thanksgiving dinner, or lunch, I should say, during break time in class. So I think some of the people come every year for that big turkey dinner. Every year, but we always have some good instructors there, and we couldn't do it without our help with Tommy and 1-800-BOARD-UP.
Well, cool, Tommy. Let's give you a minute to shine on this one, because I know the background, but there's probably a lot of people around that don't. And since 1-800-BOARD-UP helps out the Muddy River Fools and helps you guys promote what you're doing and provide free training and everything else, I'm going to throw you a plug, man. Tell everybody about them.
Oh, we don't have to go down, but
Hey,
no, it's been every firefighter has a side job, and I chose this one, and it's been great. And 1-800-BOARD-UP allows me to go out and support local fire departments, police departments, first responders, and it's been awesome. So it's been a great partnership. I believe 1-800-BOARD-UP is still international partners with the Fools International. So hopefully all the other directors are out there partnering up with their local chapters. so you can get a lot done.
Yeah. And one thing I will say from my education on it, one thing that 1-800 Board Up does differently than anybody else is they put victims first.
Exactly. I appreciate that.
Yep.
Yep. Thank you.
So I was waiting because this thing's been nothing but an infomercial the whole time. I think you finishing up, and then all of a sudden it's like, but wait, there's more. We got what else we got, Dave? Come on, keep it going.
Well,
You passed Rusty already, so we in the good.
Who? Never heard of the guy. I tell you what, man. What Rusty and the New England Fools do is phenomenal with the training that they put on. 2 Fools conventions in a year, in a row got canceled. 2 years in a row got canceled, both down in Florida. And we go to convention every year. Myself, Tommy, and our buddy Shaky, who's our vice president. We went to our first convention down in Orlando back in 2010, 11, something like that.
10.
And, we try to make every one of them just because of the people that are there. So when the 2 got canceled in the middle of COVID, a group of us had all taken off vacation already. So 6 of us were like, well, shoot, we got the time off. Let's go somewhere. So none of us had ever been to Boston. So we flew into Boston and hung out and just had a fabulous time up there. I got a buddy that's on the job in Boston that showed us around town, and it's cool. I love history, so that's the place to go if you love history, obviously. Went to some really cool bars and restaurants and did all that, and then towards the end of the week we rented a car and we drove up to Maine, which I think we drove through 7 states in 30 minutes to get from Boston up to Maine. But Rusty was having one of his New England Fools training seminars that weekend, and it was quite impressive. We got to go out to dinner with a bunch of the instructors the night before, and these guys welcomed us with open arms. And then we went to the training ground the next day. It was some small town out in the middle of rural Maine, and but these guys, they were putting on a show, and I was quite impressed. So yeah, what Rusty and the New England Fools does is pretty incredible. If all goes well, they'll be hosting convention in a couple years down the road. It should be St. Louis 26, Seattle in 27, and then New England Fools in 2028. So come to St. Louis. You'll see what Fools Convention is all about. And you come to one and you get hooked pretty quick.
I can't wait. Everybody, the Muddy River Fools, the guys that are putting on our 2026 Fools Convention. If you absolutely have a chance, September the 14th through the 18th, take some time off. Every one of us has got leave we need to burn. Why not go to the convention and have a good time, network, meet a bunch of people that truly love what the Fools are doing, or eat up with it. Come and have a good time with everybody. Dave, Tommy, Mr. George, y'all got anything else you want to add?
Finish it off, George.
Just come to St. Louis, meet some new lifelong friends.
There you go.
Thank you, Wayne.
Yep.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Once again, we got the Muddy River Fools. Thank you guys for coming on tonight, for doing this stuff with us, and helping us keep the Fools Podcast Bash going on this month. And actually, it's starting to roll into March a little bit now, which is getting good. So we're getting more and more chapters coming on. If there's any other chapters that hadn't signed up to get on the Podcast Bash with us, get up with me. Send me a message. We will go ahead. I will keep going as long as people want to get on and be able to brag about their chapter and let the country know what the Fools truly are doing. We'll see you in the next group of guys. Step up to the chalkboard.